BYU and Iowa State are changing the entire way we view the Big 12 conference. I want us to take a step back a bit. We can still use the word chaos for this league. That's appropriate. Insane for this league. That's appropriate. We can use those words. Parity, by and large, will apply because, Baylor goes and beats Texas Tech. That's crazy. Oh, my gosh. Do you see that wild game between Colorado and Kansas State? That's parity, right? Oh, wait. Oof. See that wild game between Kansas State and BYU? That's parity, right? No, hey, stop. Whoa. Something's happening in the Big 12 that I don't think we're addressing enough. There are 4 schools at the top. You could maybe put Cincinnati in this. I'm still waiting a bit to see if they deserve to be with Colorado and BYU, Iowa State, Kansas State. There are 4 schools in this conference. Pump the brakes. It's no longer, the Big 12 is going to cannibalize, eat each other alive. No, we have legitimate contenders at the top of the league that are winning. BYU is not out here losing to Houston. BYU is not out here losing to Kansas. Same thing for Iowa State. So when I am watching the game on ESPN and Brock Osweiler pops off and says, for TCU, they're going to win this game tonight. Well, the Big 12's going. 2 losses might not keep you out of the conference championship. What do you mean the way the league's going? Are you watching the way the league's going? 2 teams are dominating in the one category that matters the most, wins. And maybe that the ESPN group that was on the game, the TCU and Utah game the other night, maybe they just don't know a lot about ball because they kept saying weird stuff like, the Big 12 can miss the college football playoff for Army. Or for Boise State. Do you not look at just the standings? I have them pulled up right now. There's a Google machine at your fingertips. BYU 4-0. Iowa State 4-0. Undefeated. Kansas State 3-1 in Big 12 play. 6-1 on the season. Colorado, owner of Travis Hunter, of Shadur Sanders, of Jimmy Horn Jr., they're 3-1 in Big 12 play. There is a narrative that we have got to shake. And maybe the prime example is 2022. Get ready for this. Buckle up. Go on a ride with me. We'll take you back. If you're a new Big 12 member and you weren't here with us then, the year of our Lord 2022, my beloved TCU Horned Frogs go to the national championship game and play Georgia. Do you know what game they lost in the postseason before losing to Georgia? That would be the Big 12 championship game to Kansas State. Kansas State, a top 10 team, with Will Howard at quarterback, wins the Big 12 conference. In the scenario of 2022, the Big 12 not only gets Kansas State, if we're a 12-team playoff, gets Kansas State in, they also get TCU. The Horned Frogs would have still been a top 5, top 6 team despite that loss. Know how I know? Because they lost that game and still made the 4-team college football playoff. So then Kansas State and TCU are both in. We had two playoff teams come from the Big 12. If you were today to take the AP poll, if you were not to listen to the wild talking heads like, the Big 12 is so inferior, the SEC is exploding. The Big 10 is exploding right now. They don't know what to do. Michigan sucks. USC sucks. Washington sucks. The Big 12, we've got a lineup of legit contenders, of real football teams. And if you don't pay attention to the talking heads and you go by the AP poll, which, by the way, is still awful, you cannot explain to me. I'll get there in a second. If you go by the AP poll, the Big 12 has 2 teams in the college football playoff. BYU, the 11 seed. Congrats, you're in. Iowa State, the 4 seed, winner of the Big 12. Yeah, well, Army could be there. Shut up. No, that is pointless. BYU finally in this AP poll above Notre Dame, who lost in Northern Illinois. Iowa State's a top 10 team. Hey, excuse me, in the back here. Clemson's at number 9 above Iowa State and BYU. They've beaten one team that has a winning record. Who was that winning record team, you ask? That was Virginia. If BYU or Iowa State had lost to Georgia by 31 points and not put up a touchdown, would they be ranked above Clemson? Are we going to give Clemson merit for getting curb stomped earlier this season? And I'm not going to tell you that Iowa State playing at Iowa is equivalent to Clemson, Georgia. I'm not going to tell you BYU playing at SMU is equivalent to Clemson playing Georgia. I won't. But they got killed. We did. Our teams did something different. We won the football game. Yeah, well, there's LSU at 8. I keep telling you this. The same LSU that lost to USC. Tennessee's at 7. Yep, they lost on the road to Arkansas, who is putrid at football and will fire its coach. They are trying to give you an edge. The AP poll is not good. And despite the AP poll not being good, I'm convinced that the AP poll voters, they sleep in on Saturday. Oh, long Friday night. They're probably a local news reporter. Yeah. Writing in the paper about high school football. Oh, had to watch Lorena play Franklin in 3A Texas football. Got to go sleep. Oh, no. I woke up past my alarm. It's 12:30. I've already missed a whole college football game, half a college football game. Well, I got to make breakfast before I can turn it all on. I only have one TV. Oh, my goodness. Well, shoot. It's 1:45. Making breakfast was so tough. I'm going to take a nap. Oh, my gosh. I missed my nap alarm. It's 4 o'clock. Oh, time for dinner. Oh, the restaurant doesn't have TVs. Oof. Well, I worked a lot these last couple days. This is a tough week for me. I'm going to go to bed at 8:45, 9 o'clock. Shoot, I forgot to watch college football today. Here's my ballot. Just put the SEC and the Big Ten in the top 10 and then worry about the rest of it. My intern will fill it out. I'm convinced that's what happens. Yet still, despite that ineptitude, despite the inability to create a legitimate AP top 25, we have 2 college football playoff teams. The number 4 team in the country, Iowa State, because they're winners of the Big 12, and number 11, BYU. And the best case scenario here for us is something that happened is something that's playing out here. It's very similar to 2022. Those 2 schools, undefeated, meet in the conference championship game. Whoever wins the game, automatic bid college football playoff. Navy is not getting in ahead of you. I can guarantee that. The other team has built a resume to also solidify its spot. Hey, and brother, the best case scenario here is for Kansas State, Iowa State to get to the end of the year, and Iowa State loses to Kansas State, and it's BYU, Kansas State in the championship. Kansas State beats BYU. Uh-oh. 2 12-1 Big 12 teams and an 11-1 Big 12 team? Oh, we could probably leave them out for 9-3 Missouri, right, guys? No, you can't. Sorry. We'll just slide our 3 Big 12 teams in there. A lot can happen between now and then. The Big 12's chaos, parity. Change your vernacular a bit, because we got 2 big dogs that keep winning. And the more they win, it's not this conference of, the Big 12 is going to cannibalize itself. Hey, not those 2, not those 3, not those 4, not those 5, Cincinnati. They're not cannibalizing anything. They're winning. And the more that you start to promote the teams at the top of this conference, the better a shot we get, because that's what they look at, branding. Only branding for the college football playoff. Not losses. They don't care, really. If you lose 3 games, maybe they'd give okay, well, smell you. But by and large, Georgia could lose another game and be fine. Be fine. Yeah. Therefore, we need to promote the teams at the top of our conference because we have some legit ones. Coming up tomorrow, I have like an upper respiratory thing. Did you have fun on today's show? Someone told me recently that I sounded like Jim Rome. Is that a compliment? Who is Jim Rome? I don't listen to Jim Rome. How? Is that valid? I've heard it 3 times now. Like, stop the Jim Rome shtick. It's like, I don't know what that means. I'm just talking into a microphone for my job. Tomorrow there will be more football. This has been, it always will be, Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose grande.